Hello there, it's the 1st of April 2020 and during this period of time I'm trying to make a video every day. So we'll start with some hardy exotics. So here we have a pomegranate, variety Provence, a French variety allegedly hardy down to -10 degrees C. So shouldn't have a problem here in this part of the UK with regards to its hardiness. Now they benefit from a long and warm growing season, and one reason for this is because they tend to flower around August, which is quite late for a fruit, shrub, tree or bush to flower here in the UK. And one has got to think, if one is growing one of these, the weather here in the UK can tend to tail off a little bit around September. Not always, sometimes it can still be warm, but it can become a little bit autumnal around that time, and if your fruits are continuing to ripen, then you could have a little problem with them. So I would advise, if anyone's going to grow a pomegranate here in the UK or a similar climate, grow it against a south-facing wall or fence, or in a polytunnel or greenhouse, in order to prolong that season for a longer ripening period for the fruit. Right, here we have a Persimmon variety Rojo Brilliante. Now, very, very nice, and quite often when you see Persimmons in the shop to buy, they are variety Rojo Brilliante. So the tree is looking really, really lovely, starting to bud out really, really nice now. And if you look on my channel, I've got a video of a mature specimen of Persimmon growing here in the UK, and it does quite well actually. I don't know what variety it is, but produces nice sweet fruits, and they do ripen. But once again, a south-facing wall or fence would be very, very beneficial for them, or in a polytunnel or a greenhouse. Now at the back there you can see another one. This is variety Fuyu. I'm very much looking forward to getting some fruits off of both of these specimens. Now, at the back here, you could see a grapevine. This I took from a cutting myself. It's a very immature specimen, as you can see, but hopefully one day it will produce some great fruit. Okay, now, if someone was going to grow or want to grow a hardy exotic here in the UK, and someone said to me, what is the best one? I would say grapes, okay, because they grow so well here in the UK. They've grown in the UK since the Roman times. The Romans were very fond of their vineyards, and they're just beautiful vines to look at, and you can get masses of crops. Check out my grape playlist, and you will see some vines I've had on there in previous projects, and just how heavy they crop. So my recommendation, if you can only have one hardy exotic or only want one, I would say grapes could be the one to go for. Now, if you take a look at this, it's starting to bud out a little bit here. They tend to sort of start budding out a little bit later than, say, plums, pears, apples, or cherries. In fact, no, that's incorrect, actually, because apples tend to flower out a little bit later, but in general they are one of the later sort of deciduous fruit items, if you will, to leaf out. So very, very nice looking, and I would recommend people really learn about grape culture. You can take cuttings such as these, look, once again starting to bud out, and just really, really easy to propagate, to be honest, and really vigorous vines with great crops. Right, now none of my hardy exotic videos would be complete without peaches, because you can grow peaches very, very well here in the UK as long as you avoid peach leaf curl. I've got videos on that. So you can take a look at this. Look, the flowers are starting to sort of go over a little bit now, but I'm expecting a really beautiful crop off of this variety Dixie Red. I'm really looking forward to it. This here, Lord Napier Nectarine, look, really, really beautiful indeed. And this here, this is variety Peregrine, looking really, really lovely indeed. And this Dixie Red looked like this Peregrine when I first bought the tree a few years ago, and it's been pruned since, and you can see it really has grown well. So I would recommend, as long as you can avoid peach leaf curl, south-facing wall or fence, ideally in a polytunnel or a greenhouse for a peach tree or nectarine. Fully hardy as well. I would recommend, growing something like this. Okay, this is a grapevine here. This is variety Autumn Royal. Now, this is a variety from California, okay? So, once again, it's recommended if you're going to grow this variety here in the UK, you would grow this in a polytunnel or a greenhouse. So, you can see far in advance of the grapevine that's outside because it's warmer in here, but it's really starting to leaf out there now, and once again, fully hardy. So, with regards to all the hardy exotics that I've just went over, they like well draining soil. Okay, they don't want to be sitting too much in too claggy sort of soil. They like it to be well drained. Okay, because you just think they don't want their roots sitting in all excessive amounts of moisture. Now, they all require a period of dormancy, okay, meaning a period of rest brought on by lower light levels and also cooler temperatures, okay. This can be sort of seen when the leaves fall off and it's at rest and looks like a twig, really. But you need to grow them in a cold greenhouse or polytunnel if you're going to, by that I mean unheated, if you're going to grow them in a polytunnel or a greenhouse. If they're left outside, the weather should put them into dormancy for you if you're living in a climate such as the UK. Okay, now whether one classes them as an exotic or not, that's up to you. But I would recommend, getting into blueberries as well. They can be a great thing to grow. Once again, fully hardy. They need ericaceous soil or growing medium, okay? So that's a pH of about 4.5 to 5.5 to sort of, simulate their natural habitat, if you will. So looking very, very nice, this specimen here. Got some little flowers on. Won't be too long now until we get some nice, fruits off of that. I've got different varieties of blueberry for ripening at different stages of the season, early, mid-season and late. As long as you can provide that ericaceous growing medium, that's your main thing. And, I feed mine with a balanced feed, once every 2 weeks, something like that, and an ericaceous, meaning acidic, liquid feed every 2 weeks. So it's like offset. The first week, the liquid balanced feed, and then 2 weeks later, you know what I'm trying to say. Tea as well. This is a great plant that you can grow here in the UK. Member of the camellia family. Does very, very well here in the UK. Can tolerate cold weather as well. And they're said to like wet climates as well. So if you're living in a place like Wales or somewhere like that where it tends to rain a fair bit, tea could be a very good thing for you to grow. Right, so there you go. I've done a little video there on some hardy things that you can grow here in the UK, and everything that I've just showed you I've found to be fully hardy here. Okay, now obviously I haven't managed to get my pomegranate nor the what's the other one, persimmon to fruit, because I've not owned the trees that long and they're still relatively immature specimens. And down here I've got a fig, and this is variety Madeleine de deux saisons, which allegedly can fruit twice in a year. So wouldn't that be brilliant? So figs are another one that you can add to the list. Right, any comments, questions or whatever, please feel free to post below. I'm going to be making a video tomorrow as well, so if there's anything that you people want to cover, please want me to cover, please let me know. This video's, sort of like short and sweet really, because just getting something out there for you peeps to watch. Take care, speak soon.